I have been driving trucks for various companies for 10 years. For 3 years, I was working in a warehouse in my Canadian state of Alberta and delivering goods to different places. I usually drove a big truck, and I was riding in one on the cold evening of March 15th. It was the beginning of the week and a lot of cargo had to be delivered. So I was trying to finish the work as quickly as possible. I started driving at 4 p.m. and wanted to reach my destination the same night. I didn't want to stop on the side of a road and sleep. I traveled about 10 kilometers, drove at a speed of 1 hour more. That is quite fast for a large truck. I was feeling very tired. But the destination was less than an hour away and I thought I would reach there. My eyes were getting happy and it was becoming hard to keep them open. I put some ice water on my gloved palm and rubbed it on my face, which caused a brief aphasia. At that time there was no other vehicle in that deserted city except my truck, so it was pitch dark everywhere except for my headlight. I remember that as I bent down to take a sip of coffee from my thermos, I was almost startled to see a tall shadow coming rapidly towards me from a distance. I applied the brakes hard and as the truck slowly came to a stop I got a better look at the face of the man who was standing close to the road. He was dressed in dark clothes and had a long thin muffrunnel wrapped around his neck and his neck was moderately long. It was a weird thing that caught my eye, but it almost felt creepy. His face was completely blurred. I could not recognize any features. As my truck approached the man, I was about to roll down the window and ask him if he needed help. But he suddenly turned right and disappeared into the nearby forest. I didn't stop for a moment and think, just pressed the accelerator again and moved ahead. Despite it being so strange, I was in a hurry and after about 30 seconds my heart started beating fast. When I realized the extraordinary significance of that sentence, maybe after 7 or 8 minutes I was able to come out of that fear. But then something happened immediately. As I got back to my usual pace I saw a large dark animal run across the road in front of me. At first it appeared to be a large dog. But as I came closer he went away into the trees. So I realized this looks like another human being. This time I didn't even put my foot lightly on the brake. The bus kept going. I continued driving even faster on the deserted road, maybe a little faster because I was nervous and wanted to reach early. Majid passed away after a few minutes uttering no sentence. Majid, almost an hour has passed since this sentence was uttered. I was feeling very sleepy and many times I was deviating from my line. There was about half an hour left in the drive and I wasn't sure I would be able to drive Majid. I started looking for a safe place on the roadside where I could stay for the night. Eventually we found a small gravel area off the road. I think it was just an RG resting place. I parked the truck in it, reclined the seat, and closed my eyes. I had slept for less than an hour when suddenly my eyes opened in the dark. I still don't know what woke me up, but when I looked out of the windshield, something inside me told me to turn on the headlights. So I flipped the switch and the area in front of the truck lit up. But there was someone right in front of the truck. He was a tall man wearing a dark-colored muffler, which I had seen earlier on the roadside. Now I could see his face more clearly. His smile was wide and his eyes were as open as possible and he was looking straight at me through the wind sheet. I started the truck and got out of this small space as quickly as possible. I didn't know what to think. That 15 kilometers. How could I have come here from such a distance, where I saw him last? I did not stop again that night until I reached my destination. From there I slept in the cabin of my truck and woke up early the next morning. Now the only explanation I can think of for this is that my mind was playing with me as I saw strange things throughout the night. But I had never heard of such a vivid and horrifying imaginary scene. And this is the part that still really confuses and scares me.